All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. We have a very special presentation for you today. Our students in our Scoop section for honor, or in our honor section for Scoop 100 are here today to present what they found when interviewing some of the members of Marian community about who they're called to be. And so let us give a really nice round of applause for all of our students.
Oh God. I'm Luca. This is Riley. We also did this project with Ariana, but she was not able to attend today. We interviewed Dr. John Hammond. This is his 8th year at Marian. He is the faculty member in and a chair of the Department of Math and Science here. He is also on the Mission Integration Committee, the General Education Committee, and he was previously the Faculty Senate President, which is pretty cool. He has a bachelor's degree in biology with a minor in chemistry and a PhD in ecology. He did 2 postdocs, which is a postdoctoral. It's a research position that you take up after you get your PhD. One was at the University of Pittsburgh, and the other was at the University of New Mexico. He felt called to be a professor because in the research position he was in, there's really a lack of connection with the students because you're focused on getting your work done. If they have a problem and they try to come to you, you have to answer them quickly and then shut your door, as he phrased it. And that was not what he wanted. He serves others at Marian by getting to know the students, giving life advice, encouraging students to pursue opportunities, teaching students to use their voice, and working with science majors on their capstones. The picture that we have up there is of the mission trip from last year. Or I guess it's this year? This summer. Felt like last year. That's in Kentucky. They repaired a trailer. His strengths are that he's outgoing and talkative when speaking, and he can make the information that he's presenting interesting and engaging. He works and gets along with teachers and students very well, and he has a systems approach to problem solving. So he considers the implication of the problem, he thinks through the options, takes in all the factors, and identifies what is likely to happen next.
Some hobbies and activities Dr. Hammond does to help serve others. He's a board on the state science fair. He enjoys cooking for others, and he attends mission trips like the photo when they traveled to Kentucky to repair a trailer. Also, when he traveled to Philadelphia in high school and helped run a daycare. He enjoys nature and volunteering to help build a community. He uses his leadership skills through these hobbies to encourage participation and make places wholesome and welcoming, like being the chauffeur for mission trips and along with being a role model. Hammond also works with high school students and helps them choose morally and ethical topics for projects that they do. And then for meaningful life, Dr. Hammond uses his gifts that he was blessed with to help others make the world a better place for what he sees as a meaningful life. And some meaningful things in Dr. Hammond's life are his friends and family, when he goes to Mass because it feels like he's visiting his grandparents, and using his voice to help others learn and grow overall.
Thank you.
Let's go! Oh, fudge. What is it? Yeah, we got this, guys. How do you change it?
I have a clicker.
Oh, sweet.
So our group interviewed Kayla. So a little bit about Kayla. She is an adjunct faculty teacher here at Marian, teaching sociology, human development psychology, and social work. How does she serve others? She is a social worker. That is her main job. She has her own business called Community Works, which is a program that helps children with their behaviors and mental health.
So she chose her career in social work based off of a book that she read. And because when she was reading the book, she realized wow, these people in the book suck, and I could definitely do better than them. So I'm going to do it.
Some of Kayla's strengths are she's very dedicated and hardworking. She's also funny. When we were interviewing her, we really saw that. And she uses them as she started her own company. You need to be dedicated and hardworking in order to start a company. And she helps 60 kids, and she has to keep it running. She also fosters kids.
So when we asked her what does living a meaningful life mean to her, she really focused on individuality. She said it's important to do what you want as long as it doesn't hurt others, by emphasizing to live the life that you want. She also focused on not saying no to opportunities that are offered to you because these will be what makes you happy and successful.
And what makes her life meaningful is that her career has helped so many people, and it gave her a family. Like, she fosters kids, so it's pretty meaningful to her. And if y'all want to contact her, there's her email and her phone number, and she's over here in the front row right here. Wow, she like work.
Good luck. We're so little.
You're welcome.
That's not her phone number. No, we messed up. Bad information.
How do you use this? Pushing the arrows. This one? Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, I'm Kayla. This is Sydney and Jasmine, and together as a group, we decided to interview Jody Strouth. Clap. So who is Jody Strouth? I'm actually not sure if she's here in the room with us right now. I don't think so. Probably out there saving lives. But for those of you that don't know, Jody is a nurse here at Marian University, and she provides healthcare services to everyone on campus, and this includes like blood sugar tests, blood pressure tests, pregnancy tests, vaccines, wound care, strep tests, heart and lung sounds, TB skin tests, referrals to clinic and the hospital if necessary, which we actually happen to have SSM Health right down the street for your guys' convenience. A little bit more of how she got here. So she actually graduated class of 1994 here at Marian and was part of the women's basketball team. So fun fact for you guys. After graduation, she was a stay-at-home mom for, I believe, 15 years, and then worked mental health and then hospice, and then she was offered the opportunity to work here, so she took it. So she's been with us for the last 14 years.
As you know, Nurse Jody serves the students and faculty on this campus every day. She also serves those off campus as well. Using these 4 strengths, she's able to successfully run and instruct a CNA course off campus all while working at Marian. She's patient with her students. She's honest and upfront with them. She guides them in the right direction when they get something wrong. She uses indomitable spirit to always do the right thing no matter what. And she's confident in herself and confident in her students. She used to work in hospice and other various healthcare fields, and she is currently a CNA instructor outside of working at Marian. And her career goal is to inspire those and grow others that are interested in healthcare services.
So when we asked Jody, what does living a meaningful life mean to you? She said to live every day to the fullest. Working with hospice has taught her that life is too short, and screw it, don't sweat the small stuff. And some things that make her life meaningful is family. She has a family of 2 daughters and 3 boys and values them a lot and is a proud mom.
Last but not least, here is her contact info if you guys want to contact her. So her office number, fax number, her email, and her location. She is located in the Regina Hall. Looks like room 11, so if you guys want to find her. Thank you. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
I'll be a crown.
Thanks.
Hello. My group, I'm Isa, my group, and Sophia and Ali. My group interviewed Diane Vadney. She is the campus ministry director, and upon going to college, she was originally going to go pre-med. However, when she applied for medical school, she decided she was encouraged to apply for a ministry director position. This changed the course of her career, and instead of it pursuing a job in the medical field like the rest of her family, she chose to pursue a job in theology. And then, this is a very challenging job, as she must figure out how to empower students instead of like figuring out how to fix broken bones like the rest of her family. She shows this best through her leadership style. When she sees people who have natural leadership roles, she gets to bring those leadership roles out. And then her current career is closely tied to Marian's core values. One of the values I will touch on is spiritual values. She helps out with a pinning ceremony, and then she also helps out with mass and organizing readers and servers and music. One of the most recent things she has organized was Candles for November's tradition of the lighting candles for remembrances of loved ones and loved ones that you have lost.
So I will be talking a little bit about Ms. Vadney's strengths, gifts, and talents in connection to service. So many of you will remember taking the strengths quiz. Ms. Vadney also took that quiz, and her results were activator, which means that she loves to take ideas and make them a reality. She also had ideation, which refers to her problem-solving skills. It means she'll take a problem and try to come up with different solutions for it. She also got woo, or winning others over. So she likes to help people see different points of views. And lastly, she got positivity. She does not like negativity. She only wants to see the good in the world, and she likes to take that mindset of positivity to inspire others as well. She greatly enjoys getting to know people on a deeper level. You may start out as strangers, but by the end of the interaction, you will have found a new friend on campus. I know that when my group sat down with her during our interview, she was very interested in who we were and asked us personal questions as well. She truly wants to be an inspiration to others, and she takes her own strengths and the knowledge about the people she meets to put them onto a path of success so that they can develop into the person they are meant to be. Both on and off campus, you can see Mrs. Vadney using her strengths to uplift and better her community.
Okay, so then during our interview, we had asked Diane about what makes a meaningful and fulfilling life. So with that being said, she feels especially fulfilled with what she does now on campus. And in addition to that, her experience in college with the campus ministry, service trips, and participations in the women's group led to a change in her overall perspective. These opportunities brought her in contact with many individuals who became good and reliable friends of hers and that she still talks to today. Diane's career is meaningful to her because she finds it fascinating to see how much of a difference she can make in everybody's life. And in connection with her career, a meaningful life to Diane is prioritizing and making time for important activities such as church and community service. And as she has experienced life, she began to understand that the things she was busy doing in college weren't fulfilling, and she felt this especially because she wasn't part of any specific community. She now feels fulfilled when she can help others to find that they were made with a purpose and see them light up.
So we did our project on Marshall Harris Jr. Who is Marshall? So this is Marshall's first year working as a security guard at Marian University. You can often see him around campus, just walking, or at the security desk where the cafeteria is. So Marshall Harris Jr., he leads people through his religion, which helps him guide students to so that they are on the right path. And Marshall's purpose for coming to Marian University to become a security guard was to get his foot in the door to one day, hopefully to become a part of the campus ministry, which he wants to be a part of.
How does Marshall use his strengths to serve others? Whenever given the chance, he strives to show people the best of themselves. Marshall hopes to help people appreciate the uniqueness of society and what the world has to offer. Marshall's mission is to serve God, and he wants to use his strengths to empty himself to only allow for God's will to lead him through any situation with clarity and confidence.
So when we talked to Marshall about what makes his life feel fulfilled and meaningful, he talked a lot about God. And you can see in the quote there that every breath I breathe is a prayer to God. And that really shows just how much his faith and his religion means to him in making sure his life is fulfilled and meaningful. And we asked him, what does living a meaningful life mean to you? And it said really just following God and following his religion and allowing that to make him be the best version of himself. And what makes his life meaningful is using his religion in his everyday life, in his role of being a father and a husband, and just really a lot of his life meaning came from his religion.
So my name is JT. I'm up here with Jay and Emma, and today we'll be presenting on Susan Steinhofer. So Susan's role here is she's part of the education department here. With her background in teaching in early childhood, she got that from UW Oshkosh. She started with an undergrad degree there. She had gotten a master's degree in the same work, in the same field. She thought about getting a doctorate degree and took the courses needed. After years with UW Oshkosh, she ended up retiring. And only after 6 weeks, she said, retirement is boring and I don't like it anymore. So then she found Marian hiring and has now been teaching here for roughly about 3 years. Many of you, if I've talked to you, have heard me refer to her as the brownie lady, which seems somewhat childish, but she told me a fun story when interviewing her, that when students have food or sweet treats in front of them and are eating and active in the participation, it actually leads to a better learning environment.
All right, so when we asked Susan about her core values, she started with her Christian faith, which she has, it drives her to nurture her students' academic needs and also their emotional needs, making a better community within the classroom. She also talked about kindness as a core value, which was kind of cool because it was different than your regular core values. She's very kind to any student, that no matter if you're in her class or not. Any problems that you're having academically or just in general, she's there for you. She also talked about the Maslow, which is a psychological theory that describes the 5 key needs that drive human behavior and help them feel fulfilled. The bottom of the base is your psychological needs, and then you have your safety needs, love and belonging, your esteem needs, and then your self-actualization. So she focuses on these 3 main core values, which helps Susan become who she is today and the teacher that she is.
And then we asked her what a meaningful life means to her, and she brought up 2 main points about coming home to the people that she loves the most, and then talks about doing the job that she, coming here, doing the job that she loves. And when I asked her in the interview, she said that at the end of her day, coming home, everyone she loves is there for her, especially her husband and her dog. And she loves her job here. She's content and comfortable with her job and wouldn't change the position she is in, doing what she loves every day. And so, thank you for listening to our presentation about one of the many wonderful teachers here at Marian.
Tops, laser pointer, your arrows are left and right. Okay, right is for the left side.
I'm Brady, and I'm with Tacey and Emily today. And we did our presentation on Professor Schumacher. He's sitting right over there.
Okay, so Professor Schumacher is an assistant business professor here at Marian. He teaches many different business courses, such as personal finance, investments, global finance, financial planning, micro and macro economics, and money and banking. He plans to be teaching more business courses next semester and semesters to come. His influence here at Marian, he described to us 3 fundamental parts of his job, ranking them in the order up there. Number 1 was teaching. He thinks teaching was the most important. Number 2, service. And number 3, scholarly activities. He really enjoys the responsibilities he has here at Marian, and he really enjoys representing his students. And he also shows up and supports other faculty and as well as his own students, like he did today. And kind of how he got here, he was a business student in college. He majored in economics with a bachelor's in science. His junior and senior year, he did a bunch of presentations in his business classes, which kind of inspired him. He really enjoyed the diversity that business offered and the opportunities that it gave him.
When we asked about his strengths, Professor Schumacher said that his strengths were being genuine, always wanting to learn, and always being curious, as well as being very determined. Professor Schumacher serves in many ways on and off campus, but one of the main ways he feels that he serves is by being himself and using his strengths. He also serves as a dedicated part on many of Marian's committees where he volunteers. He said that he gives up his time by teaching religion classes to younger kids as he helps them along their spiritual journey as well.
Meaningful life to Professor Schumacher. His career gives him meaning. He feels like he's been called to fulfill this role. It allows him to use his strengths, such as his learning strength that we talked about in the last slide there. And he feels like he's winning in life. That's a phrase that he uses a lot. Initially, some of this motivation came from other professors. When he was in college as a student, a lot of professors, a few of them inspired him to fulfill the role and become a professor himself. And of course, he's also motivated to spread knowledge and help others learn and grow as people and as students as well. And then finally, he prioritizes what's important with his job. He's got family close to the area. He takes care of his dad close to the area. And he's part of this interactive learning environment here at Marian. As opposed to a bigger school, he can stay here at Marian in a smaller interactive learning environment. And all in all, because of these career choices, his life feels fulfilled and purposeful. And we've got a slide here, a lovely picture there that he sent us. That's it. Thanks for listening.
All right, so I'm Zach, and I'm here with
Braden.
Zoe.
And we decided to interview Dr. Jill Hebert-Carlson, or as she commonly goes by, Dr. H. So first off, who is Dr. H? She's an English professor, but she is also a world literature teacher at St. Mary Springs Academy, the coordinator of the Early College Credit Program and dual enrollment. And then she's on various committees at Marian, such as the Promotion and Tenure Committee, where she is co-chair, and the Academic Symposium. Her answer to the question of how did you get to where you are now was that she earned her undergraduate's degree at the College of St. Benedict in Minnesota. She earned her master's degree at the University of Minnesota Duluth, and then she finished her education by earning her PhD at the University of Western Michigan, where she was the only person in her cohort to become a professor. And then her answer to the question of how did you know you wanted to become a professor was she started reading advanced books around age 3, and that when she was told she could turn reading into a career, she knew that's what she wanted to do. Her answer to the question of how do you serve others and help them grow at Marian is that she has a great amount of passion for the material, and that she tries to spread that passion on towards others. She also says she has a good sense of humor, and that she realizes that students are people first and then students. And then lastly, she's able to work with a wide variety of students.
When asking her about strengths and values, I asked her, what traits and strengths do you feel you obtain when teaching high schoolers? Because as many of you might not know, she also teaches at the high school. And her answer was, she keeps a sense of humor and is patient, which we all have been in high school. We all have a little sense of humor. And she has taught kids who normally fail in other classes and succeed in hers. So she has a little strength about her that she can get to kids, not many other teachers can. Her understanding that they might need along with importance. She talks about importance a lot and how it means a lot to her, and just how class might not be the most important for other people like it is and it means to her, but she can make it a little better with her enthusiasm. How do Marian's core values fit into your vision of a meaningful life? She answered with the community, as it is setting a good example, and she wants to set a good example in her community as she works at a high school and as a professor. She is learning for learning. She says, learning how to teach others, and as her strength is, she's very adaptable to teaching students. Service, she loves to help others as she is a teacher. Social justice, she recognizes people's potentials and meeting them where they are at. So if she sees a kid struggling, she's gonna realize that and just give them more help and more nurture. Spiritual traditions, not only, she's not personally religious, she works at a religious college, so she's open to the idea and she respects all religions, but she upholds the same values. And it is a secular humanist. She treats people well because you should. What are natural talents you have that help you as a professor and teacher, I asked her. And she's, like I said, good at being enthusiastic, and she just wants to bring the best experience to all the students in her classes.
Dr. H feels very fulfilled both here at Marian and in her home life. And to her, living a meaningful life means maintaining good relationships, having a good work-life balance, and just being able to connect with people and do good work and enjoy what you do. And outside of her career here, she likes maintaining her relationships, like with her family and being creative, knitting, writing stories, that sort of thing. And I don't know, that's it.
Good job.
Sure is.
So we had the opportunity to interview the one and only president of Marian University, Aaron Sadoff. Carried out by Alex, Briley, and Cowan.
Who is Aaron Sadoff? Well, like many other staff members here at Marian University, he was a previous education student where he obtained his degree and he continued his journey to Fond du Lac High School. After some time, he came back to earn his master's degree to get his superintendent license, and then he continued his journey at the high school. After some more time, he then also came back to Marian University to change his career position to be a trustee of our school. He is now the president of Marian University. Originally, he was not the first candidate. However, when the candidate that was elected fell through, the position was his. He enjoys his career position here at Marian University, and he also resonates with lots of our core values here. And fun fact, originally he wanted to be a motivational speaker, which is kind of interesting because we had met a lot of motivational speakers here while being freshmen. So.
And then when we asked Aaron Sadoff what his gifts, strengths, talents, and service were, he said that he enjoyed the opportunity to create an environment where students can flourish, do good, and feel respected. He also had this concept called authority versus power. So power is where you're high ranking, you're the president, you're the manager, but that doesn't always mean you're respected. You didn't earn it. So to earn it, he came up with authority. And there's 4 things that are required to have authority. Hope, you gotta have hope that things will improve. Compassion, you gotta be compassionate about your job. Stability, and then trust. And then he also, for service, he values the core values. This is his favorite job he's had. And for Sadoff's vision, he lives to work, he enjoys the culture, he has potential, and he wants to make the world a better place. And then for the president's special message, you are important. Every single person in this room has some type of importance in the world. Once you get out here in college, you may not know it yet, but you do.
President Sadoff's core value, his biggest one is respect. That's kind of his golden rule. It's to treat somebody or something as it has value. Everybody should treat somebody the way they would want to be treated in the end. He also agrees with what Marian agrees with, so the Marian rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated by getting to know them. So sometimes you don't necessarily want to talk before listening. Sometimes you want to listen and then talk. And kind of like what Alex said, respect is earned, not given. And then what I said before, sometimes you need to listen before speaking.
Thank you for listening.
Could we give a round of applause to our panelists and our students for a great job? And then before we end for the day, we would like to ask our panelists to if they could give one piece of advice for our students on how they can continue to live a meaningful life. What would it be?
Nick, do you want to start? And I'll end then.
What was that, Alex? What a question. Okay, well, I'll give you a little financial item. So start up a Roth IRA immediately once you're the age of competence, and attempt to max it out each year. So the legal maximum this year is $7,000. I know it's tough as a college student, right? But get that ball rolling. This morning in Fin 400 Investments, we were reading a study and part of a book we're going over. If you made a $500 initial investment and you put in $100 a month, and you did that for 43, 45 years, you'd end up at $1.4 million. And so if you're 20, right, and you get that rolling, that gets you to 60, 64, et cetera. So for an investment of, I don't know, 50-something thousand dollars, it ends up paying you off $1.4 million. So a non-financial note. So if you want to learn how to build wealth, a non-financial note is you got to pursue what you like to do. You've all heard it before, but that way you never work. And it gets really easy to max out those retirement accounts.
I didn't start an IRA account when I graduated. I'm sorry. I don't know if they were invented yet. So my background is early childhood education, and I spent the first 20 years of my career working in childcare, the day-to-day care and loving of children under the age of 5. So my advice for you is to do what you need to do that makes your heart happy. In childcare, you don't go into it for the money. I often said I worked a second and third job to support my childcare habit. But that's what made my heart happy, knowing that I was having an influence on those young brains and minds and hearts at that early age. My second piece of advice for you is to learn to knit. You can do lots of things with a pair of sharp needles.
I guess my one piece of advice would be to, I feel like you guys are in this window of time right now where, depending on what your background was, you may have great relationships and family relationships and friendships and whatever, or you may not. And at the same time, so like my background is biology and theology, and I'm telling you, if you want more information on this, you can come and see me in the Yellow House, but your biology is structured to be in relationship with others and to give yourself as a gift and service, in friendship and whatever, and also to receive. So if you think you can just make it through life on your own, you don't need anybody, and you're gonna just close that down because it's been too hard, I'm just gonna encourage you to like take a step back, reconsider the fact that like you don't get to make up the way that you're hardwired. You are hardwired a certain way, and you're hardwired to respond to the way other people treat you, and your brain will light up when you treat other people well. And so if you don't know where to start, my dad was always a big proponent of start with service, because if you don't necessarily have the best friends, or if you don't have a great family, or whatever the case is, he said you can always find somebody who needs you, and find them in the world and start to give yourself an opportunity to be of use to somebody else, to be a gift, a light to them, and it like literally will light up your brain, and it'll like soften up your heart if you've had hard things happen to you, and it will be something that makes it easier to wake up the next day and the next day, and it starts to like fill you with joy. So if that's something that's been hard for you, I just want to encourage you, do not write it off, because your body is wired. And if you just cut yourself off from everybody, it does not lead you to happiness. It leads you to isolation. And so anyway, that's what I get to say. So nice job. I have no financial advice other than maybe don't go into church work if you want to be rich. But like, I think pick what is important to you guys. Pick what you're good at. God makes everybody with like super different gifts. So like figure out what is it about the combination of things that you're good at or that like come easy to you, and use that, parlay that into something you can do 35 to 40 hours a week. So.
My turn now. I really hate microphones, by the way, but my advice would be, this was gonna be cheesy and I'm sure you've heard it, but to really take the opportunities that you get going to Marian and maximizing on them. I'm not sure if they said in my slides, but I went here, I got my undergrad from here, and every single part of my life that I have stems from people or opportunities I got while coming to school here. So my job, my career, where I met people, helped me start this business. My kids, I ended up working at a foster care agency, got into doing foster care, adopted kids. I was telling this group when they interviewed me that I have this friend that I did not meet here by any means, but over the years we got to know each other, and they ended up doing foster care and are gonna adopt their kids out of foster care too. So it's not just the people you meet here that will affect your own life, but also the ripple effect of the people you meet in the future. And I know it seems like you're going to a small school in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, right? But the people here are really amazing, and you can really do amazing things with that. So that's what I got.
I guess the piece of advice I'll give is be comfortable with who you are.
So if you haven't done this exercise of standing in front of a mirror and looking at yourself and saying positive things, try it. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. You're going to have days that you feel absolutely crummy inside that you have done wrong, and that wrong is going to forever stamp who you are. You got to be able to give yourself credit when you are successful. You also have to be able to forgive yourself when you have failed. It's part of the joy of being imperfect human beings is we are going to fail. The strength of who we are is what happens when we do fail. And if you haven't gotten to a point yet, if you haven't been challenged to that point yet, of being able to look in a mirror and on a good day say, you got this. To be able to look in the mirror on a day that you just want to shed tears and say, it's going to be okay, and you can forgive yourself, to me is one of the most powerful things that you can ever grant yourself. Then I think that's the advice that we are giving from
Okay,
us.
anyone else? No? All right, thank you very much, panelists. All right, thank you for a great semester and have a great afternoon.